Hello. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook, and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to share a healing event. This is our personal healing event for some of my Temple of Balance patrons. So thank you so much. My patrons that pledge $50 or more for December are on my list today. So I have 5 people on my list, and I have you in my new cup I pulled out of the kiln yesterday, which I just can't stop touching. It's so nice. So I've got your names on pieces of paper in here, and I'm going to pull you out in a minute. So we'll see who wants to go first, and we'll go through and focus on you all. To support the healing journey today, I will be using my healing energy cards and also my healing energy cards number 2. So I'm making, or I'm actually fairly well through creating our second healing energy card. So these will go together with the original deck. So I'll be using these at some point. These are the templates for now. I hope to get them printed in 2020. So we'll see how we go. So I trust you're well and things are flowing fantastically for you. If not, I do trust that you receive some support, some guidance, some comfort from our connection today. Just because I'm connecting with certain people doesn't mean that anyone can't connect with this information. So because it's been shared publicly, I trust that little snippets you might find in other people's healing guidance might be really relevant for you. So I trust it's no accident that you happen to be here. So be open to receiving what you need. Listen not only with your ears, but with your body. So let yourself feel what's coming through and what's loudest or what's really speaking to you quite personally within the information that's coming in. So I'm highly sensitive to energy. I've been working this way for many, many years. I can nearly almost say decades, but not quite. So it's been quite a lot of years. It's a bit hard to explain how, but there's a way, and this isn't something special, or I'm not something special because I can do this, because I feel we all can, but I've been honing my skills for a lot of years and have this ability, I guess, like we all can open up to connect with people, connect with you perhaps distantly. So it's sort of hard to explain how, but I just kind of think of you and I get into a connection mode, and often as I'm saying your name or as I'm shuffling the cards for you, I will already be starting to pick up things that I'm feeling. So whatever's loudest in your vibration is going to get my attention first. That's those of you who I'm actually personally connecting with. So as I tune in, the loudest things that are going on in your energy are going to be what comes to me first. And then I talk through what I'm picking up, and we shift some energy, do what we need to do, and until the energy basically subsides. I'll be spending 10 or 15 minutes on each person on my list today. So this sharing will go for a good hour, I would say. So if you can hang around, then great. If not, then please come back and connect with the replay later if you want to. So this might be quite a highly energetic experience for you. You might feel energy moving in your body, which is really common, and really quite normal. So let yourself feel it. If anything heavy comes up or anything uncomfortable, just let it come to the surface, and I suggest you work with your out breath to help you release and let go of anything that comes up. I have no plan. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing or sharing for you if you're on my list today. It's all just very much in the moment, and I trust what I'm sensing, and I trust the flow of the journey. So I think that's all I really need to say to begin with. So we're going to start. We're going to start by saying who's first. Who's first? Don't you love this? I'm absolutely loving the grey, and you can't probably see it very well, but there's a blue speckle mottly sort of colour in the grey, which is beautiful. And then it's picked up these yellow-green like splashes here in this part, which is just beautiful. I love this cup. I actually really love this colour. I could play with all the cups and smudge bowls that are this colour. It's brand new glaze that I got out of the kiln yesterday. So the first person I'm connecting with is Anne-Marie Douglas. I don't know if you're watching now live, Anne-Marie. It doesn't matter if you're not, but I'm connecting with you now. So let's grab a healing energy card from my original deck, and then I'll pull a healing energy card number 2 to finish off the connection. So your healing energy card for today, Anne-Marie, is, let's see, it is this here. Spiral of Grace, card 24. So this is talking about lifting up out of your challenges, out of the problems, we could say, out of the heaviness, and lifting up into a new perspective now, a new reality. So instead of your reality being problematic and challenging and painful and heavy, I see with this card that you're lifting up out of that reality and into a new one that's lifting above the problem, above the heaviness, above the pain. And I feel like you're really trying your best to see things from new perspectives. So what I'm seeing from this card is that you are going through a bit of a perspective, or we could say reality shift, as you change where you're giving your attention, and what you're noticing and what your reality is becoming is actually shifting. So this is a really great thing. You're expanding from the wheel of karma and into the spiral of grace. So the wheel of karma that we get sort of stuck on is this sort of wheel, and if it's got a notch in it, it just keeps sort of spinning, and this notch keeps triggering our wounds, and it's very difficult to sort of get out of that pattern, if you like, the wheel and that pattern of heaviness. And what this is showing is that you're lifting up out of that wheel of karma and into this spiral of grace, which is an ever expanding pathway that's a spiral leading upwards. So the wheel we kind of get caught on, a bit like a mouse running around its mouse wheel in its little enclosure thing, and we're moving out of that wheel. You're moving out of that wheel and that programming and into the spiral of grace. So this is really positive. It says the journey of love, and transform fear into love. So there's a shift that you're going through, and I can feel this really strongly, and I can feel this strongly in my heart too as I connect with you. So the part of the way I connect with people is I feel things in my own body. Because I know my energy really well, I know what's not mine. So when I connect with someone, I can feel that, hey, I'm getting drawn to this area of the body or what have you. So I'm being drawn to the heart area here, Anne-Marie, and I feel like there's this black and white energy here in your heart. And I feel for a long time you were leaning towards that sort of black, dark side of your heart, and maybe not feeling much hope, not feeling much happiness in your life. And I feel the lighter side of your heart is starting to get more attention. It's starting to step more into the forefront, which is actually bringing a balance to your heart. Because, we are that balance of light and dark, and those sort of dark, shadowy parts of ourselves are really important to look at, to help us heal and help us improve ourselves and help us continue to grow. So I feel like it's not about annihilating the darkness so it doesn't exist anymore. We can go to another extreme of love and light, and there's no problems in my life, sort of ignoring those, if you like. So there's a balance that's coming in, but a strong growth that's coming through the light of your heart and the love of your heart. It's bringing a balance to the spheres of your heart. So if there was a left and right sphere, which is what I'm feeling with you at the moment, it feels here like this left side is your sort of yang side, and your right side is the yin. So like the yin yang sort of symbol here in your heart. So there's a balance really strong that's coming through in your heart. And I see the energy pushing down your body and sitting now too in your sacral chakra. So your sacral chakra is just below your navel. This is your center for emotional, sexual, and creative energy. And I feel the balance. So it's almost like the black and white liquid of the yin yang here in your heart. It sort of drips down here. The white and the black and the white, dripping down and sitting down here in your sacral chakra like it's a bowl sitting here, a bowl that's collecting energy. So it's collecting the liquid black and white, the yin yang, the balance here of your heart. It's been collected in your sacral chakra and it's helping bring balance to your emotions. The energy feels very liquidy. So as it leaves your heart, it feels very liquidy, which brings a direct connection with your emotional state too. So the balance in your heart is going to be, and you're probably feeling it now, is bringing a balance to your emotions. Your emotional state, your emotional center down here at your belly is collecting the balance. So it's almost like marbling, this black and white marbling liquid energy as it sits and pools in here at your sacral chakra. And just allowing that balance of emotions to come in and really settle you down. So it's bringing a calmness, a settledness as well. And now it extends out, so it's still filling up, but it's like two little openings here on either side of this bowl of your sacral chakra, and this is right over the top of your legs. And I see a really fine black and white, that's a bit more gooey, a bit thicker, is oozing down both of these, out of both of these holes, really small but really thick and gooey, like string of black and white, and it's running down both of your legs, down through your knees, down to your ankles, and it swirls here at your soles of your feet like a spiral. So it's spiraling here around your feet and bringing balance to your legs. So your legs energetically are about movement. So this is about moving out of the past. It's about moving into your future. So this is about the movements that you're making in your life. And I feel that balance is coming into here as well. And it's spiraling into your soles of your feet, which is bringing a grounding energy too. So in some ways, it's balancing your movement and your activity and where you're going in your life, but it's also creating an anchor point into your feet and into this very moment of your life. So they're like little anchors, these spirals of black and white in the soles of your feet. They're like little anchors that are just almost anchoring you into this moment and helping you stay really present in the here and now. This is bringing a great balance in through your body. So especially from your heart, down your body, down your legs and your feet, really anchoring you into this moment, into your body, into your life, where you're not, wishing your life away by wanting something to be over, for example, or you're not investing so much energy like you used to perhaps in the things that happened in the past, or over worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. So this little anchoring, this really delicate, it feels delicate, these little spirals and these anchors here at your feet, they're helping anchor you into the reality of now, and really dislodging you from the worry and anxious, even depressive energy that knocks you out of the moment. So it feels very strong, but very delicate, this anchoring, this pinning down here in your feet. And your body's feeling nice. This energy is running through, so it's very active, still moving through, coursing through your body, if you like, but very much focused around balance. So I trust that helps you, Anne-Marie. Let's grab a healing energy card number 2. And I just warn you now that I'm still learning the deck myself, so I don't have a lot of experience with these cards as of yet. But it's things like this and using them that helps me gain that experience. And that's part of the development of the cards, because then I get to understand more about what the cards are showing up for. So Anne-Marie, your card to finish this off is here. Now this is the drawing that I did a while ago, but this is the one you may recognize from my ceramic sculpture that I redid, if you like, or tried from a flat two-dimensional drawing into a porcelain sculpture, which turned out brilliantly, absolutely amazing. This is card 81, and it's called, oh, hi, Anne-Marie, and it's called Adaption. It says weathering the storm. So this is about adapting to the changes, adapting to the situations, adapting to the needs of your body, so your own health, adapting to things in the moment by dealing with the facts or dealing with exactly what you're feeling or what's going on at present. So instead of worrying or feeling anxious about what might happen, it's very much about dealing with the facts that are present and adapting to living like that is the feeling here. And it says weathering the storm. So this is about, at times you'll probably feel battered and bruised and tossed around, and it will be stormy times in your life, but it's not always going to be like that. It's a temporary thing. If you can weather it, then you'll come out the other side when the storm's passed and the air is clear and the sun is shining. So all storms that we go through in our life are temporary. And sometimes that's a really good thing to remind ourselves, so because we can feel that it's permanent. So Anne-Marie, that's your card to finish, is Adaption, Weathering the Storm. So thank you so much for your support, and I trust this resonates with you. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Yeah. Yes, excellent. And I can feel the growth. I have no idea what we connected with last time because I don't remember such things, but I can feel the difference, and I feel that there's been a lot of work that you've done. So well done. So thanks, Anne-Marie. Next person, I don't know if you're still connecting now, but this is David Magness. So David, take a nice big breath. We'll see which healing energy card you need today, and then I'll tune in and we'll see. So nice big breath for me, please. So if you would like to be a part of this connection next month, then please have a look on my Patreon page. The link's in the video information. And the $50 pledge level or higher gives you access to this particular healing event, which is a personal healing event. You can hang around just for the 1 month and just enjoy it for January, or you can stay for a few months or longer, cancel anytime, whatever you want to do. Just so you know if you want to access this next time. David, your card is this. It's Cycles of Change. So this is a very windy card, and it brings through change quickly. So it's like a wind that picks up and suddenly blows everything that's loose away or out of position. And then usually this windy, changey energy moves on pretty quickly too. So it comes in quickly and disrupts things usually, and then it also leaves quickly. And then we're left to deal with clearing up the aftermath and throwing things out or working out what's going to stay, what's going to go. So there's a feeling here of change that's sweeping in, and a little bit of an unsettled feeling too is just a feeling here. Underneath, it feels like on the surface things may be okay. Things may not feel, for example, as unstable as they have it at other times in the past, but it feels like on the surface things seem stable, but underneath there's a shifting of some sort that's taking place. I feel like there's a deep, like almost like if we were, say, in the water or the oceans. Hi, David. If we were in the waters, it's like the deep undercurrent of the ocean, like that's moving at the moment, it feels like, but on the surface it feels calm. On the surface it feels fairly stable, but underneath there's a deep movement that's taking place, like, deep within the earth, deep within the oceans. There's that sort of feeling that I'm getting. So let's just tune in. I'm seeing an hourglass. This is talking about time, or something about time running out, or this sense of connection with time in some ways. So your timeline perhaps, but it feels like the sand's running through quite quickly through the time. So I don't know if you have this sense of in some area of your life that time seems to be running out, or you may be saying, maybe without realizing it, that maybe you feel like you're getting too old for something, or that you just don't have as much time as you used to. There's something it feels that you want to bring into your life, something you want to welcome, that you feel in some ways underneath, and this may be to do with that shifting currents that I talk about before. It feels like you want something, or you want to bring something into your life, but underneath you might have this sort of fear or worry about a time, like aging, time, running out of time, this sort of thing. And I just really feel this time linked in with this shift, this very deep shift that's taking place underneath. That's definitely associated with time, is the feeling here that I have. So on the surface, though, things feel calm. It's just when we drop below the surface, things are moving. So there's movement taking place, and I feel that this thing that you're wanting, this thing that you want to bring into your life, you just mentioned new beginnings, so maybe a new beginning that you're thinking of starting. I feel like this is coming into play. I feel like the things that are shifting under the surface are almost like pulling the rug out from under you, but not yet. It sort of feels like a slow motion rug pull, and you're still standing there, but it sort of feels like things are going to be shifting slowly, and you might feel the rug pulled out from under you over these next couple of months. But I feel what's happening is that there's an adjustment that's taking place. It's going to be aligning you further with those deep moving currents that are moving now. So it's like if the deep ocean current was, say, a warm current that was coming from the north. It would come from the north here, but it will probably come from the south if you're in the northern hemisphere. So let's say this warm current's coming from the south, and it's coming up and replacing the cold water that was there before as the seasons change. So on the surface, it may feel like it's still winter, but underneath you've got this warm current that's moving through, and it's going to eventually, over these next few months, affect the surface and bring the warm changes that you've been looking for. So what this requires, though, is action. I'm being drawn down to your hips, both hips, and I feel like this is not what I'm seeing or what I'm feeling is not about the movement and the steps. This is about dropping in now and diving in. So it's a bit more like being on a diving board, and you've got the waters that I've been talking about and the surface that you're looking at that's probably quite nice, but underneath the warm currents coming in and bringing the change of the season, a change of your personal season. And I feel what might be helpful is that you think about diving off the land or diving off the diving board with both feet and both legs and both hips down into that warm current. So it's calling you, it's enticing you. There's something deep about yourself and your life that's calling you in, and it's a warm change. It's a change. It's something that you've been wanting and maybe dreaming about or requesting or desiring for quite a while. I get a feeling that it's something close to your heart. So maybe connected with love, maybe connected with relationship, or a love for something that you're doing or creating, or a love for nature. So there's something very closely connected with your heart with this. So it feels really beautiful, but the next step feels to be, when you feel ready, is to dive in with both legs. So there may be a need for you to take a risk, follow your heart, dive in, have a go. I think something that's a bit out of your comfort zone is the feeling here. But that's going to take you straight down into that warm current that's moving through underneath. So I trust that makes sense. We'll see how you go anyway the next couple of months. But let's see which Healing Energy card 2 wants to be added to this for you, David. Okay. Okay, your best card is this. Which is this? Okay, this is called Rejuvenation card 82, funnily enough, because we just had 81. And it says rejuvenation. physical, mental, and emotional rest. Now, what's really interesting about this card is that I don't know how clear it looks here, but drawing the picture, I know that I've actually drawn her on a river and she's sitting on her special sacred blanket and she's just letting the river take her. She's letting the river, she's sitting on the surface of the river and she's just letting it take her where she needs to be. So she's relaxed, she's meditating, she's calm. She's got support here from animals. She's got a stag here watching her and a falcon, or a hawk actually here too in the trees in the forest there, nature to support. So there's a lot of support around you, David. And what you might need to do as well is think about what you need to do to rejuvenate yourself or rejuvenate your interest in something that maybe had become a bit caught up in the time thing, maybe thinking that you were too old for this or time's getting away from you with that. So it may be worth connecting with yourself again and get those thoughts out, those blocks out, really, so you can connect with the surface, but then drop down into that deep, warm current that wants to come into your life. So there's a strong spiritual connection here too. So I feel a lot of meditating and a lot of connecting with your spiritual practices. So it feels really nice and peaceful. So I trust that resonates with you, David. And thank you so much for your connection and your support. Namaste. Okay, let's pop this card back, grab a sip of water. I trust everyone's feeling good. And I trust I'm coming through loud and clear. Next on my list is this person. It's Radzy. Radzy, you're probably asleep now based on our time zone differences. So when you connect with this, take a nice big breath and we'll see what's loudest in your vibration today. So let's pick up these cards I dropped. Thank you, David. Okay, Radzy, nice big breath. And your card is this. It's stability. Oh, that's great, Anne-Marie. It's stability card 25, and this is very grounding, stabilizing. It's a bit like the tree roots that help balance us and connect us into the earth, which then helps us strengthen really our connections to spirit. So if we were a tree, our tree-like roots stretching down, and that gives support, if you like, or a nourishment to let our tree grow branches and stretch up into the sky. So there's a balance here and a strong emphasis here on grounding to help you feel and connect in with the stability and the stable energy that's around you at the moment. So let's see. I do actually, as I connect with your energy, feel that your feet are a little bit off the ground. So there's probably a good, I don't know how many inches, 6 or 8 inches perhaps, half a foot maybe, or about 15 centimeters gap I feel between your ground and where your feet are. So there's a feeling here of being a little bit off the ground or a little bit ungrounded perhaps, or feeling a little bit unstable at the moment. You might be feeling a bit unclear or uncertain or unconfident or just unsure about something that might be pulling you into your headspace just a little bit more than usual. So what I feel like I want to do is just sort of gently sort of push you down to the ground and get your feet back on the earth and back on solid ground. So yeah, it's a bit like you haven't really been on solid ground, but because there's air in there, it tells me there's a strong, most likely mental connection. You may be just a little bit more mentally active than usual. That's sort of lifted you off the ground and disconnected you really a little bit from your body too, perhaps in this moment. So just sort of locking you back into the ground and helping your feet land back on the earth to help bring that stability again. So I'm being drawn here to your right knee, and your right knee is about movement forward into your future. Oops. And there's just a feeling here of something holding you back from moving where you want to go. So I'm being drawn back in here into your heart as well. And it feels like your heart is like a cave, and I want to hollow it out because it feels like it's a bit full of gunk, and there's a very sharp energy that's coming up here on the right temple as I do that. So let's just clear out the gunk here in your heart. It feels like it's collected some tar or some mud or old little bits of rock. There's just feels to be very cluttered and full of gunk here in your heart. If it was a cave, we just need to hollow that out. So just imagining hollowing this out and getting all this debris and all this gunk out of your heart. And it's really shifting something very sharp here in your temple that feels like it's even connected into the back of the eye. So how you're seeing things and how you're perceiving things for your future, it feels like it's connected here. So just allowing that to shift as this gunk is pulled out of your heart. So really letting go through the heart and letting go of how you're perceiving your future and how you're perceiving how things look as you look ahead. So just clearing this out and just feeling now this openness that's coming to your heart, and the cave of your heart also opening, it's stretching, it's expanding just that little bit more as well. This energy here is already subsiding, so it's connected here with that gunk energy in the heart. And I feel like now we're getting your heart ready so that your heart can be that lead moving forward. So now with your feet on the ground, your knees are in position, ready to move forward. Your heart is open and it's ready to sort of pull the way ahead. Like it's the accelerator. Like your heart is the accelerator leading the way ahead. So letting yourself be led and driven by your heart feels really important. Okay. I'm seeing a crossroads too. I feel like things are changing for you. So there's a change in the way you're perceiving the world, and there's a change as a result of your world as well. Let's see which these healing energy cards number 2 want to, or what they want to add to this, Radzy. Oops. Throwing stuff here everywhere, but these aren't very easy to shuffle. You think normal cards are hard to shuffle sometimes? Sometimes they are, but these are a lot more difficult because it's just photo paper. So they're very, very slippery and very square edges. So it takes a little bit of time to just go a little slower with the shuffling with these. So Radzy, your best card is here. It's this, which says, it's card 62, and it says synchronistic order, to trust in the construction. So this is talking about a synchronicity that's present at the moment, and that things are working or not working as part of that synchronistic order. In some ways, I feel, a bit hesitant in, I guess it's like a balance, isn't it? Trusting in the synchronistic order, but also stepping into our heart, getting our feet back on the ground and choosing where we're going. So there's a balance between just letting life happen and controlling where life happens. And I feel that fine line, that balance between those things is a very personal thing. And I don't know about you, but for me, it kind of goes a bit like this, depending on my current state and what's going on for me. So sometimes I'll be deeply in synchronistic flow and just letting life happen around me and just sort of watching it play out, if you like. And other times that might not feel as strong, and other times I might be more in a, okay, let's do this, that in a very structured planning kind of way. Most of the time though, there's a sort of balance. There's a point where these two sort of currents, if you like, meet, and that little fine line, that's going to be unique for all of us. So Radzy, I feel that there's something about you finding your fine line, your balance between trusting in the synchronicity and the flow of the universe and the unfolding of your life, and what you want to create for yourself and what you want to sort of step up and step into in more of a willpower determined way, and finding where these two, they sort of seem polarized opposites sometimes, but where these two meet and you can work in that space. So trusting in that flow, but also choosing and creating your life to be the way you want it to be. So there feels to be this sort of thing that you're going through at the moment, working out, or maybe there's been changes too, and maybe changes within yourself that has made this balance just change a little bit. So now it's about finding that new balance, finding that new order. So I guess in some ways we're talking about synchronicity, which is the flow, and order, which is that balance with what we want to create for our lives, you know, with our willpower, with our heart, and finding that balance of synchronistic, which is flowing, order that we create. So synchronistic order, we can trust, you can trust in the construction of your life at this time. The things that are working, the things that aren't working. The things that aren't working are actually going to prompt you to look at other solutions that will be part of the building blocks that create this structure that you're creating for yourself. So there's really important things that you're going through at the moment, as unsettling as it may seem. So I trust that makes sense for you, Radzy, and thank you so much for your support. Namaste. Okay, let's continue. We have 2 more people I'm connecting with. So let's see who's next. Next is this person. It's Jodi Kerry. Jodi, take a nice big breath. I'm not sure if you're here now. Let us know if you are. If you're not, I know that you'll connect with this later. So Jodi, nice big breath. Hello, happy solstice to you too. So Jodi, all right, your card today is, or for now, is reflections. So this reminds you that things are coming together. So sometimes it can feel chaotic and all over the place, and that there's no order, if you like, to what's going on in our life. But this is showing us that things are coming together, that things are working themselves out, if you like. We're creating a new puzzle with our puzzle pieces that have been upturned, and you know, I think of this card as like where we spent months or years meticulously placing puzzle pieces in this puzzle, and we get to this point of almost completion. We've, you know, spent a lot of time and energy trying to get things into place and get things into order, and then a couple of dogs run through and upturn the table, and the puzzle pieces go flying. The puzzle that we've been working on is disassembled, if you like, and then we're left scrambling, looking for the puzzle pieces so we can get things put back together again. So this is showing that there may be a bit of disruption, if you like, at the moment, or a bit of a things that you may have carefully planned or put into place may not be going according to plan at this time. So what perhaps you need to remember is that things are working out, that there's a new puzzle now that's coming together, a new way of living, a new way of being. Okay, Jodi, let's tune in and see what's going on in your body. I'm being drawn straight to your solar plexus chakra, which is just above your navel. And this is your power center. So it's your center for personal power, strength, and courage. And I'm being drawn here. It feels like it's pulling in. If there's a pulling in feeling here, like someone's got a few fingers, doesn't feel that pointy like one finger, a few fingers, and are pushing in to your solar plexus chakra. So there's a pushing in feeling here. There's a feeling here of, I'm not sure if it's a power struggle, or you giving your power away to someone, or something, or because it's a pushing in feeling, maybe you're feeling a bit retreated within your own personal power, a bit uncertain within yourself, maybe a bit unconfident, a little bit lacking in courage at this time, because it feels like it's sort of drawn inward. So if your solar plexus was a sun, a little sun here on your belly or just above your belly, it sort of feels like the sun's pushing inward. So there's a feeling here of maybe something that's going on in your life that you're not completely happy with, or you maybe don't really want to happen, or that you're trying to look the other way or hope it doesn't exist. So there's this sense that hiding away and hoping maybe that it dissolves or resolves itself. But I feel what's actually required is you to get your power from that retreated in feeling, get your power out into the surface where you can feel or find the courage that you need and the strength that you need, the confidence that you need, the clarity that you need in actually dealing with what you're dealing with presently. So there's sort of a feeling that something that's going on presently in your life, you may not like that this is happening. You know, sometimes we go through this. A prime example would be something to do with health or some issue or something that we can't control and with someone that we love. And there's this sort of feeling that we just want to kind of hide away or sleep away for a few weeks or months and just until this is over. There's sort of that sort of feeling of wanting to just sort of back away from something because it's not something you might be particularly happy about occurring. But I feel the best way that you can really deal with this situation and in some ways get the most out of it, which to me means learning as much as you can about yourself and about others and about life, is to actually get that power energy out of retreat mode and into where it needs to be here in your solar plexus chakra, so you can feel the courage and find the courage that you need to face what you're dealing with in your life. And it takes a lot of courage to face parts of our life and things and situations we go through that may be dire and may be difficult to look at. So that's where the courage is needed, because you can't lock yourself away. It's not going to go away. So probably the best thing to do is to work on that power, that personal power, so you can deal with what's coming up and dealing with the facts as they're presented, rather than wanting to sleep or hide away for these next weeks and months to come. So with that being said, I feel a shifting, a shaking, a moving energy here in your solar plexus chakra. And I feel this sun, it's like the size of a golf ball in here, your own personal sun, your personal power. And this sort of golf ball size sun is bringing or moving from the inside, that indented sort of space where it was in here, is starting to move out and out to the surface where it needs to sit here, right on the sort of almost like halfway through your skin and out a little bit. So this sort of feeling here with this golf ball energy here at your solar plexus. So it's moving out, and as it's moving out, it's actually shifting. So a lot of energy down your spine, a lot of energy down your back. So I feel whatever you're going through, whatever you've been retreating from or wanting to avoid, I feel like there's a very personal connection between you and this situation and your past, because I can feel all this energy shifting down your back and down your spine. So that tells me past energy is being stirred up, and it might be part of the reason why you want to avoid, or hopefully this thing will pass and you can just pretend it doesn't exist, why you might be reacting that way because of past experiences. So that's where the opportunity in this has arisen, because this is giving you an opportunity to heal and look at things from your past that you may not have looked at for a very long time. So there's past stuff that's stirring here, and as your solar energy, as your sun energy here in your solar plexus moves out to its where it needs to be in this position, it's going to help you find the courage that you need to face and really look at your past and what's been triggered about what you're going through now that's triggering your past issues. So I'd be using this as a real opportunity to look at that stuff and do some really deep healing to help clear it out of the way. So with your solar energy here out into position, it's actually growing. So instead of being a golf ball now, it looks like a tennis ball. This really strong and solid solar energy here at your solar plexus, helping bring courage, personal power, strength, confidence, clarity into what you're dealing with in your life. And this is bringing a strong assertive energy. I don't know if you can feel it just from me speaking, but there's a strong assertive, powerful, almost a motivated energy now that's coming through, that I just want to face this. I just want to deal with this as best as I can. walk through the, it's almost like walking through fire. We don't want to do it. And there are things in life that we know that we're facing and we have to face that we don't want to do. So the best thing might be to just sort of take a big, powerful breath and walk through the flames, because the sooner we get in and the sooner we take those steps, the sooner we can get out the other side. So we can't avoid it. You can't avoid this, Jodi, is the feeling here. Let's grab a healing energy card number 2 to go with this. You'll probably find over the next few days that this energy just continues to brew within you, this brewing and strengthening of your personal power. And also this healing through your back, especially your spine. So your spine, especially the lower back and the middle back, around those areas, is where I'm feeling it mostly through your spine. So let's grab a healing energy card number 2 here. This. Okay, card 59. It says anticipation anxiety, stepping into new territory. This is very much aligned with what I was saying. So this is when we're anticipating something, or we're anticipating the worst, or we feel anxious or worrying about something that we don't even know if it's going to happen, and having an anxiety around that. So this is about sort of preempting something, and then the body going into, or the head going, or the emotions going into chaos about it. So this is about getting that anticipation energy in some ways under control, and really just being in the moment and connecting in with your inner power and dealing with the facts as they come up. So for example, at times when we might be waiting on results of some health test, it's very kind of easy to get swept up into anticipation anxiety about that, or worry, because we're thinking the worst and the doctor may have told us the worst. So, things may feel, we may be in an anxious sort of place about it. But if we can, as best as we can, sort of step back out of that and slip into the power of our body and just deal with the facts when they come up. If we don't, no information or no news is good news. If we don't have news yet, why should we worry about it if we can? Sometimes it's easier said than done, but sometimes it's easier to be in the moment and just let us wait, rather than worry or be anxious about what information we might get. And then when we get the information, whatever that might be, then we can deal with, the options or the solutions that are potential when we have the facts. So this is very much about having the facts and try not to get too anxious or worked up or worried about what might happen or what the results might be. And this is especially connected with stepping into something new. So new territory, a new landscape, new beginnings, and things that you haven't experienced before or haven't experienced for quite a long time. Because I get this feeling across the back, it just makes me feel like you've been through something similar before. And it might not be the same thing on paper, or the same person that this is connected with, but there's a feeling that's coming up that is very similar to a feeling you've had before, and it feels like a long time ago. So I'm thinking, a decade or longer. It feels to be years ago when something similar happened before, the feeling that it's bringing up. I trust that makes sense, Jodi. And thank you so much, and thank you for your support. Okay, that means lucky last, after I have a drink of water, because I feel like I've been talking a lot. Lucky last is Carol White. So Carol White, I don't think you'd be watching live either, because I'm pretty sure your time zone means that you're in bed, hopefully sleeping like a baby. So Carol, take a nice big breath when you do connect with this. And we'll see what's loudest in your vibration in this moment. Oops. Okay. Sometimes the cards need reshuffling when they all jump out like that. So your card, Carol, is this. It's Soothing, card 52. So this is about exploring your emotions, but it's very much about exploring your emotions so that they can settle, so that your emotions can stabilize and calm down. that says heart healing, heart opening. Okay, Carol, let's tune in and see what's going on in your energy. Okay, I'm being really drawn to the back of your shoulders. Is it the back of your heart? I would say yes. Right at the back of your heart. So in between your shoulder blades, but actually up a little bit higher than right in the middle of your shoulder blades. It's not really quite up at the throat, at the back of the neck. So just down, I can just reach the point. And I'm being really drawn here. It feels actually a bit painful and a bit stiff through here. This is old energy that's connecting with your heart. So old energy around love, self-love, old relationships. It could be a connection to in the family. I'll see if I can get more information as I go. So there's a strong energy here. It feels like a ball of energy, like a knot. A knot is probably the best energy here, that a word that I can use to describe what I'm feeling. A really thick knot. So if we had a really thick rope, you know, the rope the size of the double the thickness of our finger, and we tied it in a really tight knot, and it would end up being like this knot sort of around this big. That's what it feels here, this knot. So it's a knot, it's a tangled up energy here. There's something tangled up, something knotted up from your past that's knotted up and created a notch. There's a notch feeling here too, the back of the heart. Okay, and this is bringing up some energy here around the back of the left hip. So this is about your past, because the left side tends to be about the past, and there's a feeling here of your left leg sort of anchoring back behind you a little bit. So where your legs aren't even standing in the here and now, there's just a slight pulling back feeling here on the left side. So this again is connecting it with the past and something that's actually stopping you from moving forward because of your fear of the consequences or your fear of something, which is actually connected with this knot from the past, a knot that was tied of some sort, an energetic knot. So you're wanting to move forward because I can feel your soul is actually calling you into some really exciting things in your life. And you might have reached a point at the moment where you may feel a little bit of fear, a little bit of doubt or uncertainty, and maybe wonder if this really is the right thing to do, to start something new now. Because, you know, the things that you are experiencing and have for the last few years, they are known. You're comfortable in those things. They are stable in many ways. But actually, are they? They sort of feel stable on the outside, but maybe they're not as stable as you think. But there's a fear that feels like it's coming up around the comfort of your stable now and what you might not really enjoy that much, but there's something secure about it, there's something stable about it, and there's something you know about it. You know the ins and outs, you know pretty much what's going to happen day to day because you know you've already been through the new phase of that. You've created it to be a comfortable experience. So there's something here that's pulling on you. There's a pulling further afield is a feeling from your heart and from your soul that's now triggering up some old fear and this old knotty energy here in the back of the heart. So this is a really good sign that you're wanting to step out of your comfort zone and step further afield from that comfortable, secure place that you created for yourself. That there's something that's, this is triggering some stuff. So it wouldn't be triggering some stuff if it wasn't going to be an important thing to consider or to step into. So your soul wants you to move forward. There's fear and something that's holding you back here from the past now. Your own fear, your own doubt, maybe your own insecurities or your own fear of leaving something that's secure and stable for something that you don't know if it's going to be secure and stable. So there's a questioning now of what do you want? How do you want it? Do you really want this now at this point in your life? So as I'm saying and talking about this stuff, I can feel a wash of energy moving down your back, especially your lower back and through your spine there at your lower back. That's the back of your sacral chakra. So that's old emotional energy that's connected here too. And this leg. So your whole body feels like it's pulled back with uncertainty about, am I really ready for this? Do I really want to do this now in my life? So I feel this energy coming in from above, a showering energy. So it feels like you're under a waterfall, but sort of just the left side. It's sort of weird. So it's like your right side's out in the sun, and just this left side is being washed with this waterfall energy, and it's washing down the back of your neck and over this knot as well. For now, the knot is creating like a protruding rock in the waterfall. So it's actually washing down and then moving out and over it and down. So there is, you know, a protruding obstacle here, but we'll look at that in a minute. So this energy is moving down and it's clearing a lot of old debris and a lot of stuff that's been collected on your left side over the years, and just washing that free. And as this energy just continues to push over that knot at the back of your heart, it's actually starting to loosen it. It's like a rock now that's sort of jutting out, and it's starting to be loosened by the pressure of the water. So it's starting to loosen, and I'm just going to pull it out now. It feels sharp now. It feels like a sharp energy. It doesn't feel knotted like it did before. So there's something very jagged and sharp and rock-like about it. Okay, so let's just get this out. So on the count of 3, we're going to pull this rock out, this block of energy, starting to feel very hot in the heart. There's almost like a heartburn, a burning energy that's coming through the heart and the throat. So we're just going to remove this now on 3. 1, 2, 3. Removing that energy and returning it back to the earth, back to love. And there's this fiery energy here that's burning up in your heart. And this is going to be your motivator in moving forward over your mind that wants to create all types of excuses and reasons why you shouldn't step out into this new course, this new region that you want to step into in your life. So your head is going to just probably drive you crazy. Your heart is where you're being encouraged to come and sit in, because there's a burning desire here. There's a burning energy that wants to motivate you to, you know, light that fire under your backside again and get motivated about life. And, you know, it's never too late to feel a passion for life again. And I ask you the question, are you feeling passion in your life today? Yeah, it might feel secure in some ways and stable and comfortable because you've created a routine. You know what you're going to do day in, day out. But does it bring you passion? And that's something that I feel has been missing. There's this passion that wants to rise up in your heart where you can feel excited and passionate about what you're doing and not feel that, you know, there's a taming of your passion if you just stay in your comfortable zone. So your passion is going to be what leads you. And what I would suggest is that you notice when your head's at play and slip into your heart and connect with your passion for this. Does what you're thinking about stepping into stir a passion, a life in you? Does it make you feel young again and youthful? Then it may be worth considering. So there's something exciting that wants to come into your daily life. And I don't know if you're feeling that now. That's the sort of feeling I have. Let's grab a healing energy card number 2 to see what that wants to add. So there's still energy shifting out, I feel, through the left side and through the back of your heart. And now even further down in the back of your heart. So very much right in the middle of your shoulder blades. Whereas that other knotted energy felt a bit higher. So with that energy gone, it seems to now be shifting energy further down the back of your heart. So let's see which card. We'll go with this one for you, Carol. Here. Ah, look. I remember making this one, I tell you. Card 96, Broken Heart. Broken Heart. It says dealing with disappointment. This is a confronting card. It's a powerful, sharp card. And the message that it brings and the feelings that it brings up. So there's a connection here with the stuff you're dealing with from the past that's locking you back, that's trying to stop you from stepping into your passions, that's probably connected with disappointment that you felt in the past, maybe especially connected with love, with a broken heart. So how can you mend your broken heart? What do you need to shift or shift your reality on with this so that you can see it from a new perspective? and let this go. Let this be resolved so that you can move forward into your passions. How much passion can you feel in your heart if your heart is broken? So if you have a broken heart and it's shattered, there's only a small amount of passion that you can feel. And I feel that your heart has room for more. So as you clear the shattered pieces from your heart, and especially connected with the past, you're going to make more room for your passion to boil and brew there in your heart. And I feel like this is the space that you need to move into, because it's going to give you the willpower and the desire to cut out of the comfortable rat race that you've become accustomed to and really step into some new beginnings. You might not feel that strongly while your heart is shattered. So let your shattered heart heal so you can feel the passion again, and that will then be that fiery driving force that you need, that will not even, you won't even have a second look at the comfortable sort of space that you're in now that you have no passion for. You won't even look at that twice or consider it twice once you feel that full passion that I can feel you're capable of in your heart. So the blunt truth is that you may need to look at your broken heart and to deal with the disappointment that you feel, the honest, brutal truth about your broken heart, and the real disappointment that you feel, maybe that things haven't turned out the way you hoped or the way you feel they would, or something like this. That's going to be now important for you to have the courage to see. And this is all to help you soothe, heal your heart, and make room for the fiery passion that wants more room to grow, it wants more room to exist. So you need to heal your shattered heart and your disappointment there. That's the feeling. So I'll leave that with you, Carol. Just see how you go, and if you're inspired to, maybe take some steps to really look at what this is saying to you and what you might need to clear and release to help bring about or grow that passion and that space for it that wants to exist. So it's really positive energy, just probably feels a bit unsettling at the moment. So I trust that makes sense, and thanks so much, Carol. Thanks for your support. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you to my 5 people I connected with for your support. In fact, it's your support that helps me be able to do my work full time. So I'm very grateful, and I do trust that you find some comfort and some help from these types of connections. I will be hosting another healing event, our second healing event for patrons on Friday. So I'll be back here on YouTube live on Friday. And I'll be connecting with all the people on my healing list. So that's about 40, and these are people who have pledged the $15 or more a month. So I look forward to connecting with you. If you want to be a part of it, it's not personal like this, but we do go deep and we do some deep shifting. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but probably around letting go. We'll see how the week unfolds. But if you want to be a part of that, you can register on my Patreon anytime. Or come back and connect if you wish. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to, or send us a message through our website. Have a great rest of your day, and it's been lovely spending this time with you. There's been some really powerful connections here. So I trust this has helped you see things maybe in a different way. Thank you so much. Thanks, Melanie. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Sending you lots of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. See ya.